Hello, I'm Sharon. I would like to welcome you again to another tutorial section this afternoon, and I'm going to be taking you through errors in Excel. So I'm going to show you how these errors occur and how you can be able to do away with the errors or correct them. Let's stay tuned and don't forget to hit the notification bell for more information to come. So straight away to what I'm going to be giving you, I'm going to present you with an Excel. I'm going to present you here with an Excel worksheet, which I'm going to show you some of the ways we encounter errors and how we can correct some of them. So I have a list of the errors which I've cited. So what do we understand by errors? Errors in Excel. These errors in Excel normally occur when a formula or a function encounters an issue which prevents them from calculating the right values. So some of the errors that we encounter in Excel, we have for example, we have here the hash div stroke not, and then we have hash ref. We also have hash value, we have hash name, we have hash null, we also have hash num, we also have hash NA. We also have, there is a new error that is normally, it's new, it's majorly found in Microsoft 365 and 2019 and above. So we also have hash cal. So right away, let me explain to you how some of these errors come about, and I will be also showing you how to do away with them. So let me, for example, start with hash div here. So hash div, this is the kind of error which occurs when you try to divide a number by 0 or when you try to divide a number by an empty cell. So for example, if I want to take an example here, if I had, for example, a number like 40, sorry, let me say equals to, and I had a number like 40, okay, and I want to divide this number, I divide this number by 0, and I press enter. What do we find? You realize that an error will be cited for you. It is going to show error, which is hash div. Or also alternatively, on the other side, if you try to divide a number, for example, let me still divide like 60, and I divide this number by an empty space, okay, empty space. Let me correct this, sorry. For example, I have a number like 60, and I try to divide this number by an empty space. Let me say I want to divide this number by this, okay, and I press enter. It's also going to give me hash div error. So if you realize that this has occurred, come and look at you can come back and look at your entry, your data entry. You realize that you divide a number by 0, so you can simply correct. You can maybe find something which is correct, something which is something you can divide with 40. Maybe I can say divide by 4, and then you will have corrected your error, okay. So also, next, let me show you how hash ref comes about. The error hash ref normally comes when a cell reference is invalid, often because maybe when the cells were deleted. For example, if you referenced a cell, you gave a cell reference and from a different cell, and then the original cell is deleted, you're going to get error hash ref. So let me show you how this comes. I hope everyone is following my cursor. So I'm going to put here hash ref. For example, let me put here hash ref. Let me enter a number here. Let me enter a number 300, and then maybe I decide that I want to make a reference here to enter this number, reference that to this other cell H2. So if I press my enter, you will see that 300 has been referred to cell H2. But if something maybe occurred and then I happen to delete this number off, okay, I happen to delete this number, because this normally occurs when you are using different spreadsheet, like worksheet, and then maybe the original worksheet is deleted. I happen to delete this number off. You can see that here will turn out to be hash ref. So that's how hash ref occurs. What next? We are going to look at error hash name. How does hash name occur? Hash names occur when the Excel doesn't recognize a formula name. Usually it's due to typing error, or probably when you're missing a quotation in your reference. So for example, take for example that I enter here. What could I enter? Let me say if I entered equals to sum, let me see what maybe let me say I wanted to enter sum, and for me I press that sum and put into brackets. Open my brackets and entered maybe what the sum of A maybe and this. Okay. And I enter, you're going to see here is going to come hash name, because I have given an invalid reference. Not reference, I have given what? A name that is not recognized, because Excel does not recognize the name sum with the E. But the correct way, so if you check out, you realize that you've entered sum with the E. So what you can do is come here and then you remove that sum and enter it properly. So if I remove that sum and I press my enter, you will see that now the error has been corrected. Another error I'm going to look at is hash NA. Hash NA normally occurs when a formula cannot be found. A formula cannot find a value, but this error normally occurs when you're using VLOOK. For example, if you're trying to find out some value using VLOOK, you can. These errors normally occur there. If, for example, I entered, you could have entered equals to. You can come to your equals to and then come to the formula bar. You're going to come here, like inserting a function that I want to VLOOK. Okay. Let me come back to that error later. I'm going to show you how you can find that error. Let me look at hash num. So how do we find error hash num? Error hash num is always got when you try to, for example, you try to find the square root of a negative number. Let me take for example, you try to find a square root or let me say negative negative 5. Okay, I mean, sorry, it's not negative, negative 5. Okay, and you press your enter, you're going to realize that you're going to find an error which is hash num due to the square root, since the square root of a negative cannot be called. So what you do is you come back and double click, you're going to look at your error, and then you can change your information. Let me say remove the negative number and you remain with 5. When you press enter, you'll realize that it's going to give you the answer, the correct value. So also another error I'm going to look at is a hash null. Hash null normally occurs when there is like space is used instead of a comma or a colon in a formula, indicating an intersection of a range that don't intersect. Yeah, take for example, if I had here equals to sum A1, let's see, I put A1 and space, and then I say I'm referencing, let me say equals to sum D1, D12, and put a space, and I'm referencing it to, I put a space and reference it to maybe E12. Reference it to E12, and I press enter. You are going to get an hash null, which is an error. So you can come and double click and you check out what could be the error. You realize that you're having space here, you use space instead of comma. So what you do is, if you came back here, backspace, and you put, for example, that, okay, press enter, you're going to be given a value. As you can see, 0 has been given to me instead of an error. Another error, let me see, I'm going to talk of how you get this hash. Normally it occurs when, take for example, a colon is too small for figures. Let me enter here maybe the word book, this error, books, and then I entered here maybe figures like 7,000 books. Let me enter here maybe like 7,000. Let me enter here figure like 10,000, 100,000. Enter here like 30,000. Okay, what is going to come if this space is too small? Let me press here and reduce this column. Let me see. You'll realize that an error will be shown to me here saying hash, meaning that what? The column is too small for the figures which I've entered. So to correct, you can double click, and then you realize it's actually the figure is too large. What you do is to come and increase the column here. Okay, what you can do is come and increase the column. Hold and increase the colon, and you have already corrected the error. The last error I'll talk about is hash calc, but I might not demonstrate it to you. Hash calc normally is an error that occurs when using like dynamic arrays in Excel, and a calculation can't be performed due to an internal limitation. So some of these errors, you're going to encounter them when you're using Microsoft Excel, and following the different ways of correcting them, you will be able to tackle this issue. I want to thank you for tuning in to this session, and I also really appreciate those who have subscribed. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel, and let's follow up in my next video. Kind reminder, please, may you would like to request you to like this video. Please share with your loved ones and send your comments. Thanks.